guys, today I wanted to do something a bit more chill for my Monday gaming video. I wanted to tell you guys about the Tale of Tales. This is my favorite childhood stuffed animal, and you can definitely tell that this thing has been thoroughly fucking loved, but there's a kind of cool story around this, and Tails was my fucking hero when I was younger. I used to think that his name was Miles Tails Power instead of Miles Tails Prower, and I just fucking adored everything that he stood for. I thought he was the cutest thing in the fucking world. I used to watch the Sonic series, like the actual TV show, and Sonic 3 was one of my favorite games ever because I could play as Tails. I would be someone's two-player all fucking day just so I could barely play the game and be able to like carry Sonic around and like pull him to places that you couldn't normally go because Sonic can't fly and Tails can. And when Tails in Sonic 3 would swim, he would be like, boop, boop, boop. It was so cute, and I fucking love Tails. Tails is one of the only times that I have actually adored like a good character. Usually I love the really bad characters or the mean characters. Like, I always root for Tom over Jerry, but Tails, oh my god. And if you guys remember when Sonic was first introduced to Tails in the animated series or whatever, Tails was like in a tree and he was like, I don't know if he was scared or he was angry or whatever, but Sonic made him feel better, and then from that day on they were like best friends forever, and Sonic would like do anything for him, and I just fucking loved that so much. So when I was younger, I was a spoiled little fucking bitch. I had every fucking console ever, from the consoles that were before my time to like the newest things ever. As soon as the PlayStation 1 came out, I had one. PlayStation 2, same thing with the N64. I had things like the Dreamcast, the Sega CD. I had fucking everything, okay? So I was just in love with certain things. Like, I got a Darkwing Duck figure that I asked my parents to get. I formulated out of nowhere, we're gonna put him on my lap, I formulated out of nowhere these toys that I wanted. Like, I had never seen the toys before, but when I was in love with a certain character, I begged my parents to get me a figure or a stuffed animal of this toy. And like, you should have seen my collection. I should actually find my collection of fucking figures from Pokemon, because there was a point where I was actually obsessed with everything Pokemon. The cards, the fucking TV show, the games, I had fucking everything. So I was a really spoiled child, is basically all I'm trying to say. But there was one point where I really wanted a Tails stuffed animal. And this was back when I was like, let's say 8 or 9 or 10, I don't remember specifically, but I remember this so vividly. And I don't have really vivid memory from my childhood, except for a few things, and this is one of those things. So I didn't know if a Tails stuffed animal existed, but being the like spoiled only child that I was, I begged my parents to find one. So for months, my parents would call every single like import shop or just like toy store, and Sonic wasn't a big thing back then. Like, gaming was kind of coming about, and gaming paraphernalia and gaming like stuffed animals, plushies, toys wasn't like a big thing. You wouldn't go into the boys section of like a Toys R Us and see a ton of stuff. It would just be like a few choice things, and most of the things you wanted to get, you would have to get like imported or something. And there weren't that many ways to do that, because my parents were the type of people where well, back then, I don't think the internet, it was possible to get things on something like Amazon. It really wasn't. My parents would have to like look through catalogs of certain shit and then like clip out what they wanted and then mail order it in, and it would come like 4 to 6 weeks later. Like, it was that state of affairs. It wasn't like you could just buy anything on the internet, right? So my parents would they called every single toy store everywhere. They looked everywhere. It just didn't exist. Some people had Sonic toys. Some people had like a few things that were like Mario or something, but nobody had a Tails stuffed animal. And I had in my mind envisioned this perfect Tails stuffed animal, this cuddly little plush that looks exactly like this, and it's just so fucking cute, right? So I remember one day, and I remember this so vividly, it was crazy. It was like the craziest serendipity in my entire life, and I cherished this fucking stuffed animal. Oh my god. So we were driving home from, I think, like video only or some fucking antiquated shit to get a TV. My parents wanted a new TV or something, and it was raining, and we drove like past this like this toy store that we hadn't been to before. So we go into the toy store, and my dad would always explain the Tails stuffed animal as like a fox with 2 tails. Like, that's how you explain it, because to a layman who doesn't know anything about gaming or doesn't know anything about Sonic, it's like, okay, what am I looking for? I'm in the toy section, I'm in the plush section, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking for, right? So he would say, a fucking fox with 2 tails, if it has 2 tails, it's most certainly going to be the one we're looking for. And like, some people would be like, well, we have a fox with 1 tail, and I'm like, you don't understand! That's not Tails! that's not fucking Miles Tails power. You know, like, that's not the one I want, or whatever. So I walk into this toy store, and I'm just, like, looking through the crap, and I see that they have, like, a Sonic, and I'm like, meh. I have the Sonic plushie too, but this is the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted so bad. And, I was, like, going through the bottom bin. It was, like, a metallic, one of those metal bins that has, like, the plastic over it so you don't hurt yourself on the metal. And underneath, lo and fucking behold, Tails. Motherfucking fluffy ass, looking nothing like this, hasn't ever been touched, Tails stuffed animal. And I was like, is this real? I didn't even think this existed. I thought this was a machination of my mind that I made up because my childhood self was too fucking self-absorbed, I'm losing my voice, by the way, sorry guys, to actually think that it might be possible that a toy I wanted didn't exist. But he's right there, and oh my god, I immediately snatched him up. I'm like, parents! I probably was like, Mom, Dad, bleh. And I was like, look! And they immediately bought him for me, and I fucking cherished him ever since. And recently, I thought about him again, because I left like 90% of my stuffed animals at my parents' house because I have a small apartment, and this would be like a 15th, no, like, this would probably be 1% of the stuffed animals that I left at my parents' house if you're looking at this area right here. But I have so many stuffed animals and a lot of them are gaming related. But I had my parents look for this one because this was like such an important part of my childhood and I don't even know how he got away from me. Like, his belly is dirty and he's got like the pilled up fur from being touched too much. And I remember one time I wanted to practice giving a haircut and he used to have like a lot of fluff. I actually went like this and like tried to trim it so that I could practice for trimming my bangs, and he's been through so much with me. And like, these things from my childhood, these things that make me who I am as a gamer, it's so crazy that people even have the audacity to not look at the rest of my channel and look at how many videos and how many games I've played, and especially the ones where I talk about like my favorite childhood games and stuff, and then pretend to say that I'm not a real gamer. It's so pretentious to me because, like, yeah, I didn't have the issues with being a gamer that you guys did, and I did have more options in my life. Like, I've always been a female and that affords me a bunch of privileges, and I've never been told, oh, you're a girl, you shouldn't game when I was younger. That wasn't something that I ever thought I would have a problem with. And the fact that people like question my, you know, authenticity and how much I love what I do and how much I love playing games and how it's helped me through so many parts of my life that, you know, my life wouldn't have been anything like it is now or like it was if I didn't have Tails and other characters from fucking video games in my life. If I didn't have those times that I spent playing with my friends. Like, just because you played games because you had no other options, I played games even when I had options, I played games because that was my fucking hobby. That was the thing that made me happiest in life. And it's fucking insane to think that just because I became mainstream attractive, or just because I was lucky in life and was able to become a model, or because I care about my appearance, or because I happen to be female, or because I happen to also be sexual and have other desires or other hobbies, it doesn't mean that I'm any less of a fucking gamer. So I thought I would share this with you guys because frankly, I have to record 2 weeks worth of fucking videos because I'm going in to get my boobs redone, and I thought this would just be like something that would make me, you know, nostalgic a little bit and show you guys where I came from. This is where I came from, and this is the fucking type of person that I was. This was the most important thing to me. Gaming stuff, playing games, cuddling with gaming toys, and I love my Miles Tails power. Tails might be Miles Tails power, but this is my Miles Tails power. And I will always love this fucking stuffed animal, and I wish I could show you more. I have a few more, like I have the Darkwing Duck, because I fucking loved Darkwing Duck back in the day, and that's another one that I like begged my parents for. I remember wanting a Tail, or not a Tails, a Knuckles, and I couldn't find a Knuckles because that was too not mainstream, I guess. They just didn't make Knuckles stuffed animals now. So the fact that I have Knuckles stuffed animals now that are imported from Japan, like my childhood self would have died knowing that I could play like Pokemon Go on my phone, or knowing that I would have so many games on Steam, and like I am so fortunate to be where I am today, and so I just wanted to share some of that nostalgia with you guys. If you guys have any prized possessions from your childhood, I would really love to see pictures of them. I think you can post pictures now or attach pictures to comments. If not, like tag me in them on Instagram, or you know, send me links. I would really like to see them. I would like to venture back to our childhoods together, and I just wanted to share this guy with me too, because I haven't seen him in a while. Thanks parents for finding this for me. I know my mom found this for me. along with a few other like Mario ones that I just added to my Mario wall and stuff. But yeah, I fucking love gaming. There's nothing more authentic than that. I love it even more than sex sometimes, and sex is real good, you know, like, but gaming has been way better to me, and it's been something that I liked before I had a sex drive, before I gave a shit about improving my appearance and found that to be a hobby that I enjoyed, you know, before I even gave a shit a lot about music. Like, it's more important to me than music. It's the best media, the most, like, gamers have better everything. They're more intellectual. They have just, I could go on and on about why it's amazing to be a gamer and why I think gaming should be in schools and everything. So it's a very impromptu video. I'm not even going to cut it up. I'm not going to cut out my stuttering or the places where I say like or pause. I'm just going to leave that shit in and let you guys judge it for what it is, and I'm sorry that my fucking voice is dying. I love you guys so much. Put in a little like for my little fucking tails right here. I don't want to fuck him up with like makeup or anything. He really needs a bath. I should give him a bath and like try to brush his fur or whatever, but I'm afraid I'm gonna fuck him up. There were times where I would like put plushies in in the fucking laundry and they would just like completely distort. So I don't want to do that to him. Also, I think the fact that it shows how loved he is kind of cool. I wish this was a Sega chair so I could put him on here. I love you guys. Thank you. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, and post in the comments what you think. Love you. Mwah! Bye guys. Hope you enjoyed this. This was very atypical for the gaming channel, at least.